Hello, McLean here, and we are going into the most exciting season of this great FM21 adventure so far. This is season 6, and after that beautiful second place finish in season 5, we are in for a great season. Expectations are higher, but we have a better squad than we've ever had. We have a better depth, and we will also have European football. So extremely exciting. Come with me and watch. Okay, so this is what's facing us today, an away game against GIF Sundsvall in the first game of the season. But before we get into the game, I thought we'd check through a couple of things. Let's first start off by looking at the actual season preview. We are predicted to finish smack bang in the middle of the pack, which isn't too much of an upset for me, I guess, because we have been predicted to finish there every season, and they seem very surprised when we finish higher up. But if we look at the Media Dream 11, we actually have 4 players in there, and there might be a couple of names that you don't really recognize. I will get back to them very soon, but first let's go to watch how we've done during the preseason. So the preseason's been good. We have been working on our tactic. We've been tweaking it slightly. We lost when it counted the most in the semi-final of the Swedish Cup. We went through the group stage with a 9-0 goal difference, beat Häcken in the quarterfinal, but then lost against Hammarby in the semi-final. We were the slightly better team, but we lost. Then we took our anger out on Kongsvinger from the second tier of Norway in the last friendly going into this season. And if we look at the actual squad, there are a few new names in there, but before I reveal them to you, I thought I'd show you what it would look like if we created a team with only youth intake players. Okay, so we cannot get an 11 together, 8 out of the 11 places, but we are lacking defensive power when we go through our youth intake players. But these are the players that we could use that are in the first squad at the moment. Let's start with Gummerson, a 19-year-old. He's more of a midfielder than a defender, but we could play him there. He lacks heading to be a good central defender, but he lacks vision and passing to be a good midfielder. So hopefully he will keep on improving through this season. Lots of yellow arrows at least indicates that he will get better. Out on the right, I have decided to simply play Victor Karlsson, play him and play him and play him and play him, and hope that he improves enough to become a first team player for us. If we look at his strengths, he has a nice technique, an okay passing. His crossing and dribbling is approaching tens, both of them, and a nice first touch. He still lacks defensive qualities, positioning 6, tackling 6, bravery 1, which makes this a bit of a dangerous endeavor I'm out on. But on the other hand, we cannot play really old, really slow right backs either. It gets better as we move forward. We have a new role, and that's a ball-winning midfielder, and there we play Isak Holm. Vision 10, passing 16, tackling 9, so he can still get better, but he's only 17 years old, so we'll try to increase his tackling, increase his positioning, but it's a very nice first touch. We move along to Jakob Eklund. Great stamina, nice natural fitness. He's actually becoming decent with the ball at his feet. First touch 8 still, but nice passing, nice technique. He is 20 years old now, so he is no kid anymore, but hopefully he has a bit of development left in him. The big star who we managed to loan back for 2 more seasons, or at least 1.5 from Borussia Dortmund, is Marcus Hallgren, and he will be pivotal to us if we're going to have any success this season. And look at his mentals, 16 or higher in decisions, leadership, off the ball, teamwork and vision. And he has nice dribbling, nice passing, nice technical abilities. Very, very exciting player, and I think it's only a matter of time before he becomes a Swedish international. On the flanks, we have 18-year-old Kalle Andersson out on the right. Quick, pacey, aggressive, determined. Good dribbler, good technique, lacks a bit of passing to become really well-rounded, but we will work on that. And then we have John Tete, you know all about him. Good dribbling, good first touch, cannot finish to save his life. That doesn't mean that he doesn't score, but that's just the way it is. And up front we have the big man, Levis Kefleses, 195 centimeters. Finishing 7 means that he doesn't like to score either, but he can outjump anyone. So that is what it would look like if we would only play youth intake players. That's not the team we are going with today. The team we are going with, they look like this. So going forward, there are not that many differences. We bring on Krebs, of course, because he scores goals for fun. But then we have Andersson, Hallgren and Tete in behind him, and Holmen Eklund are our two central midfielders. But it becomes slightly different for natural reasons when we reach the back four and the keeper. Piconell, he's no youth intake player, but he's been with us from the beginning and is a solid Swedish Premier Division goalkeeper. Wallenborg, the same thing with him. He's been with us from the start. He is a solid left back for the Swedish Premier Division standard, and we really don't have any other left backs. Isherwood, we will switch these guys around. Une Larsson, who came in last season, Vision 11, passing 12, is the ball playing of the two defenders. And then we have Isherwood as the more straightforward central defender. And out on the right, we play Karlsson. We have brought in a couple of new players. As you see here, we have loaned in Paulos Abraham, who is owned by Chelsea. In real life, he left VP for AIK, and now he's moved on to go to the Netherlands. But in this save, he's gone to Chelsea, and we've loaned him back for a year and a half, and he will offer depth and quality on one of our 4 attacking positions. And we have also bought Jonathan Augustinsson. He is a central defender who can also be used out on the left. So he's a younger brother of Ludwig Augustinsson, and he is a true VP product. Marking 13, tackling 13, heading 11. He's also fairly good with the ball at his feet. Nice physical attributes. He might be the defender that we've been missing. So, not too many guys brought in. But as you see, we have a lot of players that don't even fit on the bench because we will need depth going into this season if we are going to juggle European qualifications together with a fairly congested Premier Division schedule. So, without further ado, after speaking forever and ever, let's get into the actual first game. I have high hopes this season that we will start well and sort of take command of this season early on. I would be disappointed if we finished outside of the top 3, but then I know that the first side in Europe, when you don't really have the depth in your team, then the domestic league can be a bit of a bad surprise to you because you put too much focus on Europe. But there's no European games so far, so now we can only focus on the league, and hopefully we will have a few decent results to start the season off. Haven't really shown anything so far, but we're only 10 minutes into this game. The opponents are predicted to finish below us, so this is a game I would like us to win and put in a bit of a dominant display, but so far there hasn't been too much. I'm considering whether I should go attacking. Let's go attacking before they actually score, and we have to hunt them to come back into this game. I think we have been looking decent attacking with the attacking setting in the preseason games. But I usually start the game with slightly more balanced, with a positive setup. But it looks like it's paying off straight away. We've looked a bit more distinct, bit more direct. And here we come again. Kalle Andersson with it, loses it though. Can we win it back? They are countering on us, And maybe this could be a counter on their counter. Apparently not, they keep the ball. But nothing comes out of that highlight. 30 minutes in, and I was talking about dominance and showing a dominant display, and we have literally shown you nothing so far. So maybe I will have to go back on my word there if we don't improve. It would be very boring for me to sort of aim for mid-table mediocrity though. So I'm going to tell the players that that is not acceptable. I'm not happy. Come on, guys. Show me, you, and everyone else something better in the second half. Can we create anything here straight away? No. Apparently not. Probably a pointless highlight. Start of the half highlight. Okay, it wasn't pointless, but we didn't manage to score. That was actually our best attempt so far. And that kind of tells us how bad we've been so far. Issued with it finds Ekdal. Maybe we can step it up here. Show them who's boss early on in the second half. Give us a goal. Give us the lead. Force them to move a bit further up the pitch. Oh, decent shot, but just outside. So not a single shot on target. That makes it fairly difficult to win games. Then you basically have to rely on getting gifted a goal. Ball to Larsson. Sends the ball in. We are playing it around, and they are really parking the bus. Every player around their own box. We're trying to lure them out a bit. Doesn't work too well. Anders Tate. Oh, first shot on target, but their keeper is there in the middle of the goal where he's supposed to be. That's where the ball ends up as well, and he saves it. The 25 minutes left in this fairly drab and sad encounter so far. But here we come again. Andersson finds Hallgren. Now we are passing the ball around nicely. Tate! Oh, their keeper saves it again. But now we are trying to take command of this game for the first time so far. Looks like the players have understood that if we don't score, no one will do it for us, and then we won't win this game. "20 minutes left on the clock. We regain control of the ball. Tete finds Hallgren. Oh. And we are making it a bit too easy for their keeper, but I did like that ball and I liked that run from him. Andersson finds Tete maybe. Yes, and now what? Oh, another save from them. Now we are really piling on the pressure, but I'm not too happy with the way we have finished off these attacks. We've had a couple of decent chances, but we have managed to squander them away. 1.4 xG kind of tells the story here. With 18 minutes left to play, we get the ball again. Krabi. What can Krabi do? Tete. Another save from Jakobsson. I think we are starting to have put enough shots on the target to actually get awarded a goal. But apparently our opponents, they don't share that sentiment, do they? Carl Andersson's been fairly awful. 6.1 is really, really bad. Let's see what we can bring in. The options we have are Hampus Findell and then move Hallgren out on the flank. We can also bring in Magnus Johansson, who we signed at an early age from Djurgården. I think he was 15 when we signed him. I think we're going to go with the Findell option. Carl Andersson, and then we switch places with Findell and Hallgren. And I'm going to shout at the players as well as soon as this has happened. It would be brilliant if we could score from this highlight just before I make the changes, but we don't. That's a free kick from an offside, and no instructions. Shouts. Demand more. Come on, for the final 5 minutes. We have been the better team. Convert that into an actual attack. So only a minute or so left. Göteborg are winning 5-0 away, and we are looking a bit nervous. We move Keflesus in, and we get Magnus Johansson in for the few final minutes, we will go gung-ho, all-out attack, give team talk. I have faith in you. Go out there. Confirm. Here we go. They couldn't care less. 2 minutes left on the clock. Nothing happens. Time runs out. It turns out I'm not a tactical mastermind. So a bit of a cautious, a bit of a disappointing start to this season. But I'm still very, very excited. And I think we have a good chance to finish high up the league. Top 3 finish is what I'm aiming for. And at least a decent showing in Europe. If we look at this XG graph, we were dominant in the second half, but didn't manage to convert into actual goals. Maybe when we get Paulus Abraham back from injury, he can turn that around for us. He's been decent in pre-season. So we're off. The season is on its way. I will come back. Hopefully we will be slightly more dominant, slightly better, and maybe I can even bring you a European game. We will see. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.